Hello and welcome to the Redmen TV. I am here again with your daily news. I'm not going to explain why it's me and not Chris and Paul. You know by now, they're in America having a good time, supporting Liverpool, trolling Chelsea fans, driving on through the great state of California to get to the next stadium. Go over and check out their Snapchat. You can see all about it. Check out breakfast news, whether they're going to do it in a car, whether they're going to do it on Venice Beach. I don't know. So I know yous don't know. It'll be a surprise for all of us. Today we have got, it's quite a busy day for news, I think. There's no big transfers announced, but there's obviously a lot of press conferences, so most of the news comes from there. We are going to talk about Daniel Sturridge and Wijnaldum, talking about the pre-season training regime. We are going to talk about Klopp's policy on transfers, and we're going to talk about James Milner, who, didn't you know, is apparently our backup left-back. Who knew? So, first and foremost, Sturridge. Sturridge has said that he is enjoying his most intense pre-season ever. It's good to hear. I hope Klopp doesn't break him. So he has said, here's his quotes, "It's a lot more intense, probably the most intense I've ever experienced at any club. It is just a different intensity and a different kind of pre-season. It is certainly something that everyone is getting used to and will hopefully put us in good stead for the season. There has been a lot of hard work and a lot of running sessions, tactical sessions as well. It has been going well. I am feeling fresh. Pre-season is about pushing your body to the limits." Don't push too hard, Daniel, please. So there has been a lot of sessions. You have to push yourself through the sessions as best you can. You know what? I've been a little bit mocking there, but actually, Daniel Sturridge needs this pre-season. Well, I can't even say the word pre-season there. Daniel Sturridge needs this pre-season. Klopp talked about giving him a pre-season in the middle of the season to prove his fitness. You know, I pulled up his stats. Sturridge only played 14 Premiership games last season, scoring 8. That's an amazing record, isn't it? 25 games overall, scoring 13. Over the last 2 seasons, he's only made 43 appearances for Liverpool, and that's out of possibly as high as like 100 potential appearances. That's not good enough for who most people, arguably on his day, fully fit, would say is by far the best player in our squad. Definitely the one who's world class. Look at that strike rate. 8 Premiership goals in 14 games. That's amazing. If we can double the amount of games, double the amount of goals he's scoring, we would be a hell of a lot higher up the league. So I want to see Daniel Sturridge tested. I want to see Daniel Sturridge at full fitness, and I want to see Klopp put him through the ringer, as all of our players need to be, but Daniel Sturridge in particular, so that he can prove to us and to Jurgen Klopp that he should be at Liverpool. Or if he breaks down, that's pretty much it for Daniel Sturridge, but no one could say we didn't give him a good crack of it. We didn't give him the opportunities to prove his fitness to the team. Another player who's talked about the fitness regime, I just found these quotes quite interesting, is Wijnaldum, new to the club. And he said, every trainer has his own training style. So Jurgen Klopp has his own style, but it's quite similar to some of the training I used to do in Holland because you play a lot of football. He will come and speak with me and ask me how I feel. He said if I need something, I can ask him. I feel at ease. He speaks to everyone, tries to help everyone and make everything clear. In training, if he sees that I have to do something different, he will stop and tell me, you have to do it like this. You need to be aware of this and that. In those situations, he's also helping me. So just from them, they were printed on the Echo. I don't know where they originated from. But those quotes from Wijnaldum, I find them fascinating. First and foremost, we all know that Dutch footballers are much more technical than English footballers. And in general, we really regard, now Wijnaldum's talking about Feyenoord and PSV, but we regard the Ajax system and the Dutch system in general as being a lot more pure football. So if he's saying that our pre-season is like a Dutch pre-season, I only think that's a good thing because I want to see us play sexy and good attacking football. But also, he's just talking about the guy Klopp. You know, Jurgen Klopp is known as a great man manager. And just those quotes there, they make me feel happy that Jurgen Klopp is managing our team and managing our players. Because you know what? You can read into that, but he's saying if he sees me doing something, he will come over to me. He's there on the training ground. He's actually on the pitch watching individual players, helping them settle in, but then also saying, no, you need to do it this way. That can only be of benefit to Liverpool Football Club and some of the players in the squad moving forward. So, other news, Ben Chilwell, finally, we can stop talking about Liverpool buying him because he signed a 5-year contract. I hope that does come back to bite me and we buy him next week, and it was just about getting more money for him, but it's probably not going to happen. So Chilwell signed a 5-year contract at Leicester. You know what? I feel a little bit sad for Leicester losing all their best players. So, you know, I'm sad for Liverpool, but also, you know, don't know much about Chilwell. I'm not going to mourn the lack of signing him too much, but it pretty much puts our left-back pursuit of him dead. And Klopp has come out and basically said If we are convinced someone is the right player, then we'll think about money. Then we have the price. Then we will have to ask and work at it. It's something we should do. If we agree, then we will do it, but only at the right price. So he was basically saying, I'm not going to be held to ransom for anyone. And he's not just going to go out and buy a stopgap. And so buying a stopgap is not on the cards. What that means is Aubrey is the only left back of the squad. No, it's not. James Milner is going to be full-back cover. The 30-year-old defender is going to move back into the defence, as we've seen Klopp do with Lucas last year. And to be fair, Milner started at left-back away at, against Manchester United in Old Trafford in the Europa League, and he played well, you know. So he can do it. He's missed the versatility, isn't he, James Milner? I think that's one of the things, the sticks he gets battered with. I don't know where his head's going to be at. He joined this club wanting to be a centre-mid. Brendan Rodgers promised him he'd be a centre-mid. All of a sudden, he's a left winger, and now he's a utility left-back, right-back. So who knows how happy he will be with that. Ultimately, he's a professional footballer. Every manager who's ever managed him has talked about his consummate professionalism. And I think if he's winning football games and getting higher up the league, he should be happy. And the Liverpool fans will be happy. But what do you think? What do you feel about James Milner being basically our backup right back and left back for the season? Maybe behind Joe Gomez as right back, but definitely it looks like he's going to be the left back alternative or choice. Do we need to sign a first-choice left-back? Are you still smarting from Aubrey Moreno's really bad performance in the Europa League final? I know I am. Personally, I'm a little bit bemused by it. I think there are other left-backs out there. But if Klopp doesn't want to go out and blow a load of money on someone who he doesn't fancy, again, you can see that. He's been ruthless with just getting out players he doesn't like. Why would he bring one in? And to that regard, he's talking about his transfer policy. Basically, he's talking about the risk involved in spending money, big money on players, and also how he doesn't see a £100 million player being logical. So the quote is, the best player of last season is good to know, but is more interesting to find out who will be the best one next year. If you knew it now, that would be a really cool transfer. It would be much cheaper too. That is what we work for. It's about finding the players who can make the next step with us. If you bring one player in for 100 million or whatever and he gets injured, then it all goes through the chimney. The day that this is football, I'm not in a job anymore because the game is about playing together. If I spend money, it is because I'm trying to build a team, a real team. And yet, you know what? Tom's nodding behind camera, and I actually read them comments and I've read them again, and I agree with that. Like, there is a part of me that loves a transfer rumour, and there's a part of me that loves going on Champ Manager and just blitzing loads of money on the best players. And if we'd have bought Goetze for 35 million and Higuain for 70 million, and even if we'd have been in the Pogba contention, there's a part of me that'd be like, oh yeah, look at these great players coming to play for Liverpool. But ultimately, Rubino didn't know which club he was signing for, and he didn't work. He left very, very soon. I don't want Liverpool to become that. I want Liverpool to retain some level of heart. I want Liverpool to retain the identity that I fell in love with and that countless older and younger Liverpool fans have also fell in love with. Jurgen Klopp's talking there about values. He's talking about building a team. We've got a very young squad. We had, on average, the youngest squad in the Premier League last year. It's probably, I'm not sure because none of the business has gone, it's probably going to be within the youngest or near to the youngest again because we've got rid of like Kolo Toure. Lucas looks like he might be going. Skrtel was older in that squad. Manninger kind of throws the numbers off, but we won't count him because I don't think he's going to get much football. A young squad coached by Jurgen Klopp with the backup of those Wijnaldum and those Sturridge quotes. What we've seen he's managed to get out of players in the short time he was there last year, it can only be a good thing for Liverpool Football Club. If he wants us to go out and buy the next best player or the best player in 2 or 3 seasons' time, and he's saying they are a Grujic or a Sadio Mane, I keep forgetting how young Sadio Mane actually is. If he's saying no, in 2 or 3 years' time under my tutelage, they'll be the next £100 million player, and then he can build an identity and build a happiness and a unity within that team where they don't want to leave, that's obviously going to be great for Liverpool Football Club because it means we are producing good footballers, and he's actually preferencing youth, which, you know what, go out and bring Zlatan Ibrahimovic in. I'm a little bit jealous just because of the circus show that he'll do, and I think he'll be great for them. But it's only going to last a year, it's only going to last 18 months, and where's the sustainability about that? And at the expense of young footballers, is that something you actually want to happen? Talking about young players, I forgot this was on the notes, I didn't mention it at the top, but we're going to talk about it now. Little bit of news, Liverpool's under-23s have agreed to play most of their games at Prenton Park next season. So they're actually going to be at Tranmere, so it's very close for Liverpool fans to get over and go see them. Liverpool have reached an agreement with Tranmere to play the majority of the games at Prenton Park. and they're going to host the Premier League Cup games and the International Cup games there too. They played a few games there last season. They've obviously liked it. It's really good news for Tranmere, who are struggling financially. Hopefully we can support the club. And also it's good news for Liverpool fans because you don't have to travel too far to go and see the young players. And look, we've seen in this pre-season, you know, you've got Ovie Ejaria, Ben Woodburn, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I'm looking down the list of players who didn't travel and play in pre-season, but Bobby Adekani probably will be there, Herbie Kane, Joe Maguire, Jack Dunn, Harry Wilson, who signed a contract extension the other day. They're the promising players. Alex Beale had quotes the other day. We did it on a news show and a sub show talking about how the academy needs to start giving back, and whether that's in sales of players like Smith, recruitment money, or whether that's putting players in the first team. But he also dropped there are at least 10 players that everyone in the first team coaching staff are excited about. So go over to Tranmere, go and watch the under-23s play, support the new future stars of Liverpool Football Club, and maybe you can be one of those condescending hipster guys in the pub in 3 or 4 years' time telling everyone, you know what, I knew he was going to come good because I went to watch Chigwell. I don't think Chigwell played under-23 Liverpool, but you know what I mean. The other thing is, which is a slightly tiny little bit addendum to that, which is quite interesting, they've also announced that 3 under-23 games, Arsenal, United and Tottenham, are going to be at Anfield. So you've got Arsenal on December the 11th at 1 p.m, United January 15th at 1 p.m, Tottenham February 5th at 1 p.m, and Anfield. Now I think that is going to be really exciting for Liverpool fans to go along to. So a proper stadium, big stadium. Let's see if these kids can rise to the occasion of actually playing at Anfield or fall under the pressure. But I can see a lot of Liverpool fans going, oh, you know, I fancy a bit of that. I fancy going and see the young players play at Anfield. So I think that's a good idea. Let's get them used to the big stadium so that they're not overwhelmed if they are called upon throughout the season or next season to actually play for Liverpool Football Club. So there we go. That's your news on Friday. Talked a bit, talked a lot. I don't know if you found it interesting. Hopefully you did. Don't forget, we have got a build-up show for the AC Milan game, and we've got a starting 11 prediction for the AC Milan game. We have got tons of content out of America. It's hilarious. Watch Paul and Chris trolling the young Turks who are standing next to them, trolling Chelsea players, holding on to Henderson's hand so he can't get away and continue his interview. And check out their Snapchat as well, because you will see what they have had for breakfast, for dinner, and for evening meals, tea, if that's what you call it from your part of the country, or your country even. You'll see what they've been eating. Tom's laughing behind camera, it's funny. You'll see what American food they are sampling yesterday, today, tomorrow, at any one point. Come back here next week for more news, and hopefully we talk about a brilliant pre-season victory against AC Milan.